wonderful to be recognized. It's wonderful.
Next week on the Slow-Mo Show.
There's so much about strip clubs on this page.
I know, what's going on? Well,
It's cool to be somebody's big deal.
that is.
It really is.
It's a wonderful thing.
We don't get that. We don't get that in our day-to-day. We come to things like Comic-Con, and we're the Beatles for 4 days. And
The alternate universe where we matter for 4 days.
The one thing that I've always loved about this business is that I'm fans of everybody.
Yeah.
all of us.
And I remember the first time I realized that somebody told me Frank Welker knew who I was. I lost my mind. I'm like, no, I'm serious, no. He knows? He goes, yeah, no, he's the same agency. He knows you. And I'm like, I remember the first time I did Transformers Prime, and I'm doing my thing. He was there, and I said something, and Peter Cullen said, Autobots roll. I went, geek out.
It's really weird.
But the great thing about it is, what makes everybody so great is, nobody did this to be recognized. Because we love it, it's what we do, and then when someone does recognize you, I remember the first time, the honest answer was like, I was like, are you sure? He's like, no, and it's one of those things that you can't believe it at first, because it means, like I said earlier, someone's taken that extra step, and it means so much more to me than any of the on-camera stuff, because people go, so the TV! They don't say that they enjoyed it or not. I saw you. You're on the box. You're in the box picture. You're in the box. You're the actor. But it's really fun. But like in an animation, in a game, anything like that, it means so much more, because it's not just somebody going, I recognize your face. Or now it's like, that voice meant something, and I enjoyed those hours I played this game with my kids. We watched this cartoon or something. It meant so much more to me.
I just found out that Dee and Fred are in my favorite game, Left 4 Dead. I mean, Evil Dead.
Left 4 Dead 2?
Left 4 Dead 2. And I'm like, you're Boomer. And I'm like, crap, I never knew that. I'm like, turned into a fanboy.
So guys, we have just under 10 minutes, so we have a question right over here.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
Joe.
I have a
Yes.
question for Princess.
Yep. Question for Princess.
Okay, so is it easier to do a voice than another voice? Because you've done Flame Princess and other voices, but which one is the easiest, or is there an easier one?
Well, I mean, you have to bring something different to each character that you do. So each voice is gonna, challenge you in different ways. Some, are closer to your heart and are easier than others because you really feel them. But yeah, I mean, Flame Princess is, I love that character so much. It was so easy to do that, the love scenes with Finn, because you just it was so well written and the characters are so well defined that it was very easy to fall into that scene and to feel it and to emote that into the scene. So yeah, are you interested in doing voiceovers?
No, but
You don't have to be into voiceovers.
You have chosen wisely.
You'll be richer than anyone. We have a question over here. Thank you, by the way.
Thank you for your question.
Alright, so Fred, Steven, and Nolan, I mean, you guys are just from my favorite video game, Call of Duty, Black Ops. Especially in the zombies, you guys are my favorite. Where is my vodka? Where is my vodka? Trainer Nolan has it. Very top
No.
Can you do the voice?
Well, John, I also doing it in German. And yes, it's one of my favorite days of my career. 22 years, I guess, 23, I don't know. Was when they were they did this only once. They put Bloom and Fred and I into a room together, said, this is going to be great, we'll have these three, because Tom Kane couldn't be there, who was Takeo. And it was supposed to be a 2-hour session, 4 hours. And it ended with us drinking a bottle of scotch. And then it ended up we wrote these musical numbers drunk, and then somebody put it on the internet and Activision tried to sue us.
That would be a great episode. So like, this is, I hate you, Dempsey. It's one of my favorite lines of all time. And Fred, and it just got so dark.
Yeah.
It got so dark, and it was so much fun.
It was disgusting.
And it ended in
the Skittles while blowing up zombies.
Yes.
Literally drinking his own body fluids. It was...
We have time for about two more.
They are my own, and then the lawyer's court.
We have time for about two more questions, and we have one right over here.
Yes, my question goes to Mr. John DiMaggio. If you could please do Nitro Susan Crosshairs.
What? I want to hear this.
Nitro Susan Crosshairs? Who's Susan?
We don't know what we do.
Crosshairs, sure. We had Crosshairs from Transformers. The Michael Bay.
Yes, please.
Those stories.
Yeah.
The process is all like this, right? Yeah. Transformers, yeah, it's what we do. Right? Right. I don't know who the bloody hell Susan is. It's about all you're gonna get, right? This is how the monkey dances. Back on that, you're lucky. Next bloody question.
Hi.
So,
Yeah.
your voice character, do you always get like an image beforehand? And if you do, what are some cool stories of like some images that have helped you kind of voice your character?
For the audition, is that what you're asking?
Sure.
It helps. It helps. I mean, for features, we often don't, because oftentimes they have theatrical casting directors who aren't used to giving pictures. For the series stuff that we do, the stuff that Colette Sunderman, Andrea Romano, Christy Reed, the people that we work with all the time, they know that's inspiration to us. So what I tell my students is, if you physically play the character, the voice will follow. So look at the body language, look at the facial expressions, you know, look at the mannerisms and emulate that. If you watch all of us working guys and they turn the sounds down, we look like we're crazy.
Yeah. Wait, I was talking about remember the Penguin? For the Penguin, for the Arkham series?
He talks like this, but I have to do this face because the bottle's jabbed in his eye. So I have to kind of hunch up like that because it makes it work. Because if I'm sitting there doing it,
It just doesn't work. If you physically do it, I remember one of the first people I ever saw, everybody said that's what Welker does. I remember Colette Sunderman was telling me, she said, and Chris Zimmerman was like, find that physicality, and that's great advice.
Yeah, to me it's a combination of physicality, but also visualizing and seeing it. I often feel like I can see the scene playing out as we perform it. I don't think everybody is the same, but it's visual to me.
Yeah, we don't always get a physical picture of it. They'll give us a description, and the director will gently guide us in. There was a book on tape that I did called Kashmir the Flying Camel, and I had to play an entire landscape made out of human feces. It's a hard thing to draw.
Was it corny?
In spots, yes. Yes, in spots. Yeah, but you have to, go back to the sandbox when you were a little kid and you have two action figures and you're having them talk to each other and imagine a whole world around them. You have to create all of that in your mind, the theater in the mind, like Carlos is talking about.
It also helps to see the mouth, too, of the character. And that'll affect how you're going to speak. Especially if you do a lot of aliens and stuff like that.
And also within that, there's also to go against type as well.
Big time.
The Taco Bell was pretty much that. That was Terry Berland's direction. Yeah.
Instead of yo quiero Taco Bell,
She said, do something else.
yo quiero Taco Bell.
It was against type.
But you know, Chihuahuas usually walk around with a big package anyway, so. You ever see the Chihuahua that's walking around, you're like, God damn. That's like 2 Chihuahuas in one.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much.